I had the opportunity to read Torah in the shul this Thursday and Monday mornings, where the opening verses of Parshat Shemot were read. As we read Torah every Monday, Thursday, right? In Shabbos afternoon, Monday, Thursday, we read the beginning of the coming week's Torah portion, and both on Monday and Thursday mornings, my voice caught. I was so overcome by emotion when I read the Torah's account of the fear of God on the part of the Miladot Ivriot, the Hebrew midwives who didn't listen to what the king of Egypt told them, and it comes from nowhere, right? The opening verses of Parshat Shemot talk about Paro's paranoia and his hatred and his scheming against his Hebrew subjects, whom he enslaves and oppresses and persecutes, and then plots to murder. And he goes to these miladot and he says, when you give birth to these Hebrew women, okay, if you see the boys, kill them right away. And then, really without precedent, I think without any precedent up until this point in the Torah, Vatirena hamiladot eta Elohim v'lo asu kasher divrei Elohem melech Mitzrayim v'tachayena et eladim. The midwives, fearing God, did not do as the king of Egypt had told them, and they let the boys live. I've been thinking, like, where in the Torah do we have an example of really any action of this kind up until this point? We have plenty of cases in the Torah of wickedness and violence and tyranny and kings doing unjust things. Plenty of that happened up until this point in the Torah, but no examples of people motivated by fear of God saying no to a ruler, to someone in authority. And I think that's really it makes their actions really, really special. There's a wonderful, delicious syntactic ambiguity in this episode as well. The Torah refers to these women as the miladot ivriot, which can either mean the Hebrew midwives, right? They were serving their own community, or it can mean they were the midwives of the Hebrews, meaning they were Egyptian women. They're professionals in their the Egyptian midwife field, and they were serving. These ones were serving the Hebrew women. And Bechor Shor, a medieval Pashtan who thinks that the plain sense meaning is these were Hebrew midwives serving their own community. The Malbim says, no, the plain sense meaning is that these were Egyptian women who were miladot ha'ivriot. They were the midwives of the Hebrews. That was just their professional job, but they were actually Egyptian women. Either way, their action is quite heroic. Either way, their action is without precedent in the Torah, and either way, their action is decisive for the future unfolding of Jewish history and world history. And then there's a little different valence if they were Hebrew women who were serving their own community and standing up to protect their own community, how noble, how brave, or maybe they were Egyptian women serving Hebrew women, and they cared enough about the integrity of their profession. They cared enough about what was right in the eyes of God, rather than what was right to be loyal to Paro, that they refused to do what Paro had said. I wish you all a Shabbat Shalom. I hope I'll get to see some of you in shul, and all those of you who I don't get to see in shul, love to hear your reactions to these ideas. Love to hear what you have to say about the Torah portion when you get to read it over Shabbat, and hope to be in contact with you in some medium or another in the coming days. All right, wishing you all Shabbat Shalom again. Stay safe and stay warm.